Hi, this is day 34 of the Daily Spark questions. And this one says, what am I calling, and this is in quotes, just circumstances that consistently evoke the same inner response? So, what am I calling just circumstances that consistently evoke the same inner response? I'm trying to think these days if I feel like there's less of that and more of that, where I just attribute any inner response, like a reaction to something, as, oh, these are just the circumstances that are happening around me that is like triggering me to have these thoughts or sensations, feelings, all the inner world. Something came alive in a moment in the inner world. And a lot of times these days I'm like, oh, that's just what's happening. Or I will attach briefly and then realize don't attach to that, or don't identify with it, or it's just what's happening. So I think maybe more and more these days I'm just attributing sensation to just what's happening, just the circumstances of my surroundings, where I am, what I'm doing. But also on the flip side of that, if it does trigger a reaction, I'm more likely these days to question it, like really pause and look at it and say, yeah, something in my just circumstances had brought up this reaction in me. So let's go deeper. What's it really about? So I think that's just kind of where I am with that one. Is maybe in the past I wouldn't have really attributed inner responses to like just circumstances. I think I identified more and more. I still have a lot of identification, but I think it's a little bit less than in the past. So it's hard to say because that's when I wasn't aware of what was happening. Now I'm a little more aware of what's happening. I don't even know. I can't quantify it. So, but sometime in the past, I know things were not as equanimous. Or I wasn't, it just took, there was a ruminating in the thing, or roiling in something for longer than was necessary because I was in my head more, maybe. So back then, maybe I wouldn't have attributed it to just circumstances. It would have been like, oh God, I feel this way, and there's something wrong with me, or I'm judging or making a story or feeling shame about, I just would have been in it, in the muck of it, without like seeing, wait, what is happening here? There was no question what is happening. Obviously, I'm doing something wrong, or I'm being judgy, or whatever. So I think maybe more these days I will feel a sensation and be like, well, that's just something is happening. I'm having a hot flash. Just circumstances. This hot flash is just happening. So I don't know where to, I don't think that I can go any deeper with that one at the moment. I think there's like this comparison between past and present that I do notice a difference. But honestly, I think that's all I want to say about it. Except if it wants to be specific about, because it does say, what am I calling just circumstances that consistently evoke the same inner response? So let's see, is there something these days that's evoking the same inner response? Oh gosh, this hot flash is gnarly. I'm trying to think, what is a common inner response I have lately? Oh, I noticed one this week that I'm really happy about. It just made my day. Okay, this is a little bit, I'm terrible. This is confessional time. We're in the confessional booth. No need to bring this up with my husband. He doesn't watch these. He doesn't need to know. He actually already knows. Okay, so he has a tendency to like open a package, whatever package. It could be a little mixed nuts, could be like a little snack thing, an oatmeal pouch. Like it could be any package ever of any kind, ever. And somehow the main part of the package makes it into the trash can. Does the little smaller piece that got removed to open the package, does that ever make it into the trash can? I don't want to say ever, never. More often than not, it stays on the counter, it's fallen on the floor, it's like somewhere. And finally, this week, more than other times, that's happened in the past too, but like now, because I maybe, Band-Aids too. Like it's winter, so we have a lot of split finger things going on, so we bandage up at night, to let it heal, like with Neosporin or something. So there's been more of that happening. Do you think those little Band-Aid pull tabs make it into the trash? 90% of them do. There's always one, almost always one. So anyway, this week I've started, like, I smile and laugh at it, and something struck me, because I obviously didn't used to. I'm like, for the love of God, why is it so hard? Because I feel like all I'm doing is walking around picking up pull tabs of his packaging. So I know, like, well, I know what he ate today. I know how many Band-Aids he put on. Like, it's just so funny. But it didn't used to be funny. Especially when I had 4 boys living in the house and they all did that. I was just like, all I do is pick up extra pieces of things and put them in the trash with the main part of the thing that you already put there. So obviously it used to rile me up a lot more. Well, I've noticed this week, because you know how like something keeps happening but you don't really notice it, and then okay, so we've had a lot more pull tabs this week, apparently. So I've noticed it more, but I don't have that same reaction. I'm just like smiling and laughing, or just nothing. I'll throw it away and then in hindsight have the smile, laugh reaction of like, oh my God, someday this won't happen and I will miss it. I had that feeling today of like, aw. And it used to be such a freaking... Gosh dang it. I wonder if I started leaving little things, if he would, you know what, he would not get frustrated, he wouldn't get mad, he just wouldn't. So I'm not even gonna try to play that game, but it would be fun for a while, but it wouldn't faze him. So I'd be like, why am I doing this? I'm just making myself mad. I'm gonna have to pick it up myself. So anyway, I was, wait, how did I get on that? Oh, that same inner response of like, for the love of God, was like those same just circumstances. It's not like he's doing it on purpose. It's just a happening. He is so like what I love about him, he's just so in the moment. He's just so in the moment that it's like the thing in front of him is like the most important. So he like puts part of the package away, but he's gonna eat that oatmeal first before he gets that tab, but then he's off to the next thing. So I love that about him, that he can be so like in the moment. He's not worried about like the little details of things. So I would think like that same inner response that I used to have, and I'm sure I'll still have it, like maybe this week's a good week of just like, aw, that's so cute. And maybe that too shall pass. I hope not. I really like not getting frustrated about that thing. But maybe that's like, I would say like, what is that? If I call that, well, that's what's happening and it's evoking this like in me. Well, it's not just the circumstance. I mean, that's what's happening, but it still points to something deeper. Like, it in me, I've worked on this, so it must be helping. But I thought about, well, it's that well, I wouldn't do that to you. Why would you do that to me? Why I would respect your time and not making extra work for you. Why would you make extra work for me? He's obviously not even thinking about me when he does this. And here I am taking on all this hurt about like, oh, you're making my life harder. Like I shouldn't have to go around and pick up your extra tabs. I mean, I'm sure that's what was underneath all of this. Like, man, that's happening again. How frustrating. And it's like, where does that come from? My old wounds of never being felt like I was seen or thought of or considered, you know, when growing up. So here it is. I'm just repeating this old stuff in my own chaotic little world. He has no idea. He's just like, eat my oatmeal, having my snacks. I'm so happy in the moment. I love that about him. And here I am going, so like, see, we really are in our own little worlds. Like like that is, it's just so obvious. So anyway, yeah, that's my little example. What's yours? You want to step into the confessional booth here?